Hey guys, tonight we step back nearly 2,000 years into the heart of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever known, Rome. Not the Rome of emperors and conquests, but the Rome of streets, of morning fires and public fountains, of bakers, beggars, craftsmen, and slaves. This is the Rome that history rarely glorifies, the everyday Rome. So if you're tuning in from your bed under warm blankets or staring into a fire, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you enjoy the kind of history that whispers from the cobblestones. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is for you. Now, dim your lights, maybe light a candle, and let's breathe life into a forgotten morning. It's just before dawn. The year is 120 CE. The streets of Rome are still cloaked in mist, the faint glow of oil lamps flickering in alleyways. Somewhere between the Aventin and Esquiline hills, a tenement creaks, a 5-story insula built of timber, brick, and ambition. A faint sound rises from within, the stirrings of the poor. A girl, no older than 13, stirs beneath a thin woolen blanket. Her name is Livia. She sleeps beside 2 younger brothers and her mother in a cramped upper floor. Directly under a leaking roof, there is no privacy, no door to shut the world out. The air is cold and thick with smoke from last night's fire pit. She coughs once, not from illness, but from habit. Livia's family are plebeians, free but poor. Her father Flavius has already slipped out hours earlier under torchlight. He works in the Subura, Rome's dense working district, clearing waste from public latrines. His payment is meager, but it keeps bread on the table. Sometimes, by the time the sun breaks over the Palatine Hill, the city begins to groan awake. Roman mornings begin at the fountain. Most families, especially the poor, don't have plumbing. Rome's famed aqueducts supplied water to public fountains scattered across neighborhoods. Livia carries a terracotta jar through narrow alleys, dodging carts and shouting vendors. She waits in line behind house slaves and old women, eyes darting to a group of boys tossing figs at stray dogs. The fountain itself is a marvel, water rushing constantly from a lion's mouth carved in marble, thanks to engineering done miles away in the countryside. But to Livia, it's just a chore. Back at home, her mother heats leftover lentils over embers. Breakfast in Rome is modest: Pawnee's bread, soaked in wine, or eaten with olives, cheese, or dried fruit. There's no sugar, no coffee, no grand morning ritual. Meals are fast, efficient, and born of necessity. The streets by now have come alive. From the Forum to the Circus Maximus, life thrums in layers. Rome wasn't a city built on silence. The clang of metal from blacksmiths, the cries of fishmongers on the Tiber banks, the rhythmic sweep of brooms in temple courtyards, all weave together a soundscape of the eternal city. But among the rich and powerful, the morning looks quite different. Gaius Cassianus, a man of equestrian rank, wakes slowly under woven linen sheets. He lives on the lower floor of a domus, a private home with mosaic floors, inner courtyards, and access to private baths. His slaves bring warm water, oils, and scented cloths. His breakfast is more refined: honeyed bread, goat cheese, dates from Africa. He's no senator, but close enough to mingle with them. He'll spend the morning in the tablinum, his office, taking petitions from clients. Every morning, men from lower ranks, some loyal, some desperate, arrive to offer greetings in exchange for favors. It's a daily exchange of power and status. Rome thrives on it.
Outside?
Livia is now helping her mother with laundry in a communal washhouse. The stench of urine, used as a bleaching agent, is heavy. They scrub garments alongside prostitutes, matrons, slaves, and freedwomen. Rome's class divisions may be strict, but public life is shared. The city forces everyone, high and low, into tight proximity. By midday, the sun bakes the rooftops. The city stinks of humanity: fish guts, olive oil, sweat, and sewage. There is no escaping it. Romans use perfume liberally, not for luxury, but survival. Livia delivers a loaf of bread to an elderly neighbor in exchange for a small piece of salted meat. It's part of the unofficial economy: barter, loyalty, favor. Coin exists, of course. the denarius. But many live by trade and trust. There's a rhythm to it. Rome is a machine fueled by dependency. The city's infrastructure groans under its weight. With over 1 million people, ancient Rome is the largest city in the world, and its plumbing is both miracle and menace. While the Cloaca Maxima drains much of the filth, lower tenement areas flood during storms. Disease festers in corners, carried by fleas, rats, or worse. Rumor: the poor live upstairs. The higher the floor, the cheaper the rent. Fires are common, so are collapses. The term death by building isn't just a joke, it's a lived reality. Despite this, laughter bubbles from the streets. Children chase one another with wooden toys. Soldiers march toward the Campus Martis for drills. Street performers spin tales of heroes and monsters in exchange for coins. Even the poorest Roman can catch a glimpse of theater, of games, of the spectacle that defines their age. But Livia knows she can't linger. There's bread to bake, water to boil, wounds to tend. Rome never stops, but it watches. On every corner, statues of gods, Jupiter, Minerva, Janus, look down with serene indifference. Superstition weaves through daily life. A sneeze may halt a conversation. A black cat crossing the alley might reroute a market trip. Warding off the evil eye is as routine as sweeping the floor. As dusk approaches, the fires return. Tenements glow from within. Clay lamps sputter to life. In richer homes, dinner begins. The cena, often with multiple courses, music, and reclining guests. But in the insulae, meals are simpler. Lentils again, shared onion. Bread hardened by the day's heat, and then quiet. The streets calm. Torches fade. Rome sleeps in layers. On silk, on straw, on stone. And somewhere high in a cramped room above a tannery, Livia wraps her brothers in a shared wool sheet and stares out the slit of a wooden shutter. She doesn't see a crumbling empire or a golden age. She sees a city that breathes, cries, feeds, and fights. And for now, that's enough.